difference between Christianity and spiritual matters. No, forget. There are many people in the church that are not spiritual. We are talking spiritual matters here. So if he got there, it's not about 3 days fasting. No, that will bring the walls of Jericho now. He needed something. So Joshua thought all the battles he had been fighting, that he is an expert, he is a man of war. So he thought because he is an expert in war, he had been defeating people. So God now led an angel, the captain of the invisible army, to appear to Joshua. So Joshua now asked this man, he said, are you for us or against us? He said, no, I'm not against you, I'm not for you. I have my own orders. If we meet in the battlefield, the enemy of my enemy in the battlefield is my friend. No, brother, that's life for you. That's life for you. They say that talk not good. Not in war front. Not in war front. Not in war front. Oh. They help each other, not when war happen. If the two of them can, they will gather up to fight you. So the angel now let Joshua know. Say, if we meet at the war front, and my orders is to break the wall of Jericho, and your orders is also to break the wall of Jericho, we will do it. But if you meet there, and my orders is to slaughter you, I will not hesitate. So it was time that's why the angel did not associate with them. He said, I am not for you, I am not against you. You are not my problem, I have not orders against you. I don't even know you. So God now let him to know that all the fight you have been fighting, there is another invisible army from Egypt that came out with them from Egypt, that has been fighting along with them. That all the battles they have been winning, not because they are experts, but because there is another army with them. But Jericho was a problem. So that's why God had to let Joshua know that your army is helpless in this challenge. There are battles that you go, Baba, you pray, it is angels that will go for you. Forget it. You cannot. No, Joshua came to that state. So, but the problem was now that the angels will not just go and bring down the walls of Jericho. Why? Because it was a human war. So they needed human intervention first. They were there. But until Israel does something, they cannot act. So God now had mercy on Joshua. He said, for you to align, for your marching orders to align, so that this invisible army can bring down the wall, you have to do an oath of silence. An oath of silence. You go now and tell you, silent, do not talk. 7 days, you go. You don't need to talk. You don't need to say anything. So that's why I ask you, brother, how long can you go without talking? How long can you go without talking? You see, if you go to where pure traditional men are, those pure men of darkness, but I forget to. Those men don't talk anyhow. No, they don't wear their belt to talk. Now if they look at you, no, those men don't shout. If you see a native doctor shouting, you know get power. No, those who have power don't talk. Don't talk. I heard the story of one young guy that the grandfather was the native doctor. The father now died. When they say you are the next life, I said they cannot worship a spirit they are not seeing. So let them give him the requirements, let him do it so that the spirit can appear to him. So the guy they now went to conjure with the spirit. The spirit now gave the guy an oath of silence for 1 year. So the guy now went to the bush alone, talking to the spirit alone. When they came, he bowed with 5 rounds. The moment he bowed with 5 rounds, the spirit appeared. When you are facing a challenge that you have prayed, sometimes just apply the oath of silence. What is the oath of silence? You just be for 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, 1 week. You don't talk to no mortal man. You only talk to God. Then when you are closing, what you will say let it be against that resistance. You will see the effectiveness of that thing. That was when Moses used to finish the Israelites. When he went to the mountain of Sinai for 40 days, out of silence, he was only talking to God. So when the man came down, the first thing he said, if God does what he has done before, you will think it's a joke. That was the first thing that Moses uttered against them. He said, let God do something new. 40 days out of silence, open the earth. 180,000 people died. Because a man came from the place of out of silence. It was the same out of silence that Jesus used in the wilderness. Out of silence. 40 days. 40 days is talking with God alone. You don't know the level of spiritual energy you can conjure when you keep quiet. You didn't know even as I'm talking now, I need to have spiritual energy because as I'm talking, my energy is well. So that means every time when you are talking, energy is well, both physical, both spiritual. Imagine what you can conjure inside of you. You can inside of you. So there are some battles that you confront by that. You don't talk. Out of silence. 3 days, 4 days, 5 days. When there is a case on ground in the evil world and they want to curse a man, one of the boys that confronted, he said they can bury their grandfather in the ground. When they to curse a man, they bury the man because he doesn't want to talk to anybody. They will bury him. He said you don't need to bring him out. He said the demons will bring him out. And when he comes out of that grave, if your picture is in the ground, brother, he said anything you say, only God. He said only God can save you. Because what he has conjured by that 3 days, this is not a Christian secret, it's a spiritual secret. He's working with you. You are saying that the man is crazy. No, you are the one saying it. The man is living in another civilization that you don't understand. So when he's obeying the instruction, the reason for that is so that he will not mistaking it up. You think it's easy to just keep quiet for 24 hours. Try. Even when you want to fast, make your mind that you will fast tomorrow. Strange phone calls will begin to come just to distract that fast. Strange dreams will begin to come. What about if you want to keep quiet for 3 days? You think it will be somebody that you cannot deny his fault. He will be calling you because of the spiritual activity that you are about to work embark. The oath of silence helps you to generate a level of spiritual energy that can break the rock of the Assyrian. So when they went around Jericho for 7 times, on the 7th day, what happened there? That first shout they shouted was a shouting of alignment. It was not mine that brought that word down. According to our father, said the angels stamped on the wall. But the angels will not stamp on the wall until an oath of silence is secured. So that they will not say because we prayed. So that they will not say because we fasted. No, there are some battles, some people will say, I pray. Brother, which prayer you prayed? Do you know the battle that you came out from? So that they will not say, but how can you explain that the people went out a war for 7 days, and on the 8th day they shouted, and the wall, not that the wall broke, is sank flat. There is not excuse, because there was no human tool that was used. So how do you explain that? The oath of silence. So even Archbishop mentioned in our house, how did he take the land of Benin? 7 days oath of silence. He was in fasting. Midnight he will go to the one about. He does not talk to anyone. When he finish by 6 a.m., he will go enter his room again. At midnight he will come out. The first shout he shouted after that. But this man, let me tell you, the man did not broadcast to the entire town or the entire Benin kingdom that look at what I'm doing. But on the 10th day of the fast, that silence he was keeping from men, spirit knew. So he said on the 10th day when he went, the whole runabout was full with sacrifice with his name. How did they know it is him? How did they know he is the one causing that imbalance? You might think that, oh, I am keeping quiet, I'm not talking to any man. But the spirits know that you are keeping up the balance. I believe that if there were enchanters in the land of Jericho, they will know that this thing that these people are doing, our enchantment is not going as usual. They will know. From day one, day two, they will know. Just as if you make up your mind that maybe you want to do 21 days drive, they can feed you from day one, so that you will never even reach day 5. They will come and feed you day 1. They will feed you there because they know that if you can do 21 days, you will break something from them. So they will not allow you to reach that. The problem of Jericho is that while that spiritual exercise was going on, their enchanters kept quiet. They knew that things are being shifted. So when Archbishop Idasa was taking Ben, the men of darkness knew that there is a tip of battle. So the man was not talking to them. He was only talking to God. Only a spirit for 7 days. And what the man said, the first pronouncement of that man and that runabout, he said, this city is free. And so it was. After 7 days of oath of silence. The first pronouncement he said, the city is free. And that's how the man, he said, that's how the angel of Nigeria came and gave him the sword. That's how he became the judge over that one. By an oath of silence. By an oath of silence. So there are places you get to. Maybe today you cannot do it, but brother, because you have not gotten to places, there is resistance you face. You will learn how to keep quiet. That was the biggest downfall of Samson. Judges chapter 16, verse 15 to 17. That was the biggest issue of Samson. He didn't know how to. Because the oath of silence worked 2 ways. You can keep quiet to attack. You can also keep quiet to protect yourself. He said, and she said unto him, how can thou say I love thee when thy heart is not with me? Thou hast mocked me these 3 times, and hast not told me wherein thy grace strength lieth. 16, Delilah. And it came to pass, when she praised him daily with her words and urging, so that his soul was vexed unto death. Brother, this woman did not come just by mouth. How can a woman make a man? Do you know there's a way a woman will push a man, the man will just stand. He said, even Samson's soul was pushed on unto death. He could not even maintain an oath of silence to the secret that God has given him. It's not everything that you expose to. There are certain things that you secure in God. It's only you and God that knows. Only you and God. 17. He said, and then that he told her all his heart. Then he opened up what God has said concerning him. Said unto her, there has not come a razor upon my head. That was it. He could not maintain an oath of silence. So it works 2 ways. It works 2 ways. The oath of silence. It works 2 ways. If you see the story of the great man of God, Abaga, he said he came from the mountain alone. He was with God for 40 days. Such men don't talk anyhow, because even their talking is an order. The first thing he came at home, he told the daughter and beg with him. When they girl, they say you are behaving like a mad person. The girl don't know. No, after 40 days of the oath of silence, that kind of person does not talk anyhow. You went there for only law that you made is against that situation that made you to keep quiet. Because anything you go and say against another man, brother, it will work. All that energy that you have bottled up, you will use it on the wrong thing. So he said, when he said that, the girl Roman, he went back to the mountain. So how long can you keep quiet? How long can you keep quiet? If you see the men of old, they kept quiet. Elisha said to Gehazi, second king the son, he said, when you are taking this man to talk to nobody, No, their matter, their dreams. It's funny. He said, you see, Femi Babs, that comedian. He said when he had a day where Archbishop basically has a came to him. He said, go and put 2,500 naira on the altar. He said when he woke up, he told the mother what he saw. The mother said, my son, take 2,500. Talk to nobody. Anybody greet you on the way, don't talk until you put this money on the altar. Look at that level of out of sight. It was the mother that saved him. He said, talk to nobody. Find the church anywhere it is here and put the money on the altar. The oath of silence. How long can you keep quiet? We are doing 6 to 6. I wonder when these people, these our brothers, they will do 6 to 6, especially they use cigar break. 6 to 6. Somebody will keep quiet the whole day fasting, and they will come out and see his friend. See that big head. That's the first thing you said. Destroying the entire thing. Even Jesus, let me use here to conclude and continue next time. Even Jesus, when he was about to go and deliver what was written in the book of Isaiah for the land of Zebulun and Naphtali in the wilderness, he spoke to only God. There was no man he spoke to. Why? Because there are certain level of spiritual energy he needs. But you don't just achieve things just like that. There are disciplines that you keep. That's why I told you that this is not a Christian request, this is a spiritual something. The oath of silence is used by both kingdoms. There are people in darkness that they can go 5 days, they are not talking to anybody. No, they are not talking. If they let their wife give them silence, their children give them silence. They can be in the midst of people, they keep quiet. It's only Christian that will talk anymore. About Joseph Suleiman said something. He said, when there is something like Holy Ghost convention, he said, nobody sees Baba. He said, no. He said, the man will come out when it's time to minister. When he finish, he will go back to the secret place. He will come out, minister. He's not even greeting people. Oath of silence. Oath of silence. So when you see the manifestation thereof, it is as a sign of a tough consecration, a tough oath of silence that they meant you. Pastor John Abaga, one man in Zaga, they asked him, one of his in minister's meeting, one of his sons asked him, he said, why are you the most sensitive man? He said, because all of you talk too much. The man said that to the pastor, he said, you talk too much. And they said, how? He said, my driver is here. If we are driving by now, in a 10 hours distance, he knows that we will not talk. He knows that I will not even answer power. He knows, so let him not even start any. He said the driver has trained himself with that he will keep quiet for 10 hours. And when he gets to the altar, when he speaks, because of the oath of silence, things begin to happen. So, I ask as I conclude, how long can you keep quiet and talk to only God, not man? That you are saying these 3 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I am talking to only God. I will not talk to no mortal man. Can you do that? Because for you to achieve certain level of greatness in life, you will need to sacrifice a lot. And this is one of the things that you will need to sacrifice. Talking a lot. Do you see the president talking a lot? No, those people need to keep back. Only Trump that talk a lot. Now Trump they talk anyhow. Trump don't have respect for oath of silence. He's the man does the talk. But for you to achieve certain level of whether those kings in Nigeria, they don't talk anyhow. They practice the oath of silence. So there are certain things that you want to achieve. There are certain resistance that you want to break. My brother, you need to be alone in your room. You are fasting, you are not picking more, you are only talking to God. And after that 3 days, you begin to declare on that resistance. You will see change. You declare on that, you break their backbone. You will see change. Elijah was 3 years in the group talking to Holy God. It was God that was talking to him. When he went and spoke to the widow that give me the moisture, the man knew from where he was talking from. He said, don't worry, nothing will happen. Those people don't just talk. He came from an out of silence. The first word to the woman, give me, don't worry, nothing will happen. And it was her soul, nothing happened. So let us try for today. Let us try and be keeping an oath of silence. You must not talk every week. You must not talk every day. Try to tame your mouth. Try to control your mouth. We will continue next time as our daddy comes up.